so comfortable.
Why? You should be in
Just need to shake him.
You should be in prison. We build you up. We build you up to come and play this season. You're out here disgracing us. You should be in prison. You facing charges.
All right, people, welcome back to the final third European REARview show. I'm your host, Banks, joined by my loyal co-host, Shems, aka Lavish, aka Oluwashemi Lore, aka Kante's cousin, whichever you want to call him. I'm also joined by our loyal co-host on the final third European REARview show, CJ. Guys, how are we feeling? How are we feeling today? Give me some thoughts. How are we feeling?
Shem, kick off, man.
Yeah, Shem, you got a bit of a. You look a bit Debbie Downer. You look a bit Debbie Downer. What's going on?
Literally, 4 English teams play European football today, this week. One decided to embarrass us.
Embarrass.
Don't worry,
We're gonna get onto your team. CJ, how are you feeling? How are you feeling?
The neutral.
I'm gonna move because light in my front room is very poor.
You gotta get the melanin glowing. I hear you.
Do you know what I mean?
How you doing,
bro? I'm fuming. Actually, I can't even lie to you.
Why are you fuming?
Mutual or no mutual, I'm fuming, bro. Because Liverpool lost to that Real Madrid team.
Banks, kick us off.
All right, we're going to start off with the first game during the midweek. We had Chelsea playing in Spain against Real Madrid. The game ended 1-1. First, I want to get your thoughts on the first half. We're going to break up into halves quickly. I want your thoughts on the first half. How do you think the first half went?
Who you want me? All right, cool. Now, in the first half, I feel like Chelsea had Real Madrid's number, especially Kante. The boy himself, they questioned him. They said he was done out here. But when he's playing three roles at once, as he's done several times, we know he's capable of this with the stamina. And now he's even got the ball control and the ball carrying ability to back up his what? Pardon? To back up the physical. No, Chelsea were fantastic throughout the whole game, but specifically in that first half, Chelsea was solid. They didn't look outdone. They started on the front foot. They started quick, and immediately you saw like, whoa! I think they had 2 chances within the first. They had 2 chances within the first 10 minutes. Pardon?
What did we think of? I said, what did we think of Zidane going with the back three?
Zidane going with the back three was absolute chaos and a calamity. For me, I didn't think Zidane would respect Chelsea that much, but the fact that he went with the back three showed too much. I was surprised he showed Chelsea that much respect. See, the back three is not new to Real Madrid. That's the thing. But in recent times and in recent form, they've gone with the 4 at the back, and they should have trusted the Nacho Militao pairing. They should have trusted that pairing, gone with Marcelo left back and play Carvajal right back, and let's take it from there. And just really try to dominate the midfield, because everyone that's been applauding you guys for having a great midfield. So win that battle there, and then the rest will fall into place.
CJ, what did you think? Did you think Zidane made a mistake going with a back three?
I call Zidane baby Mourinho. Pragmatic Zidane. Listen, yeah. Zidane has never been on the front foot type of manager. It's amazing to me because of how skillful of a player Zidane was. He's always prioritized being solid, being stable, and then the rest follows. So I'm not surprised that he done that yesterday. I'm not surprised. This is a Chelsea team which...
That's cap.
How's that cap? We've seen Zidane be pragmatic throughout his whole period at Real Madrid. He's been pragmatic.
When they played Barcelona in the El Clasico, he wasn't pragmatic.
I didn't watch the El Clasico, bro. I'm only speaking on these Champions League. Last five or so years Zidane's been at Real Madrid. He's always been pragmatic. And he's let counter-attacking be his main philosophy, leading off of that pragmatism. But you look at Real Madrid yesterday, man. Like, they just looked old. They looked.
I think that's the best way to put it. They looked old. Like you had Marcelo. Shem said he should have went with the back four. My only problem with him going to the back four is you would have had to play Marcelo left back. And the way Pulisic and Mount were killing, and Pulisic, Mount, Kante were killing him from left wing back. If they made him play left back, he might have had to go off with an inhaler.
Here's the thing. I know Varane's the most senior out of the three centre backs. Like Anita said this, and she got panned for it. But Varane without a Ramos is scary to drop off. Varane's chaos on his own, and Varane in that three, chaos, man. It's chaos. It's chaos.
Yeah, I'm not putting that on Varane. I can't lie. I'm not putting that.
No, I put Varane in the three in chaos, and Varane without Ramos is also chaos. So just the combination.
He looked spooky yesterday. He looked spooky. But
stay spooky when Ramos ain't there.
But again, I think the back three would have played a bit of a part in that.
Yeah.
There was a lot of times when it was just, as Shem said, it looked chaotic. They were doing a lot and not very much at the same time.
No one knew who to be on FM. No one was the ball playing centre back, the stopper, and no one was like the recovery. They weren't sure. Everyone was Militao was playing two roles at once. Then even the central midfield pairing was woeful. Modric. When do you want to come to the game? The 90 minutes is over, and you didn't play that first leg because you didn't. Modric and Kroos were either really too close to each other or too far apart. Casemiro's covering so much ground, and he's just getting pulled out of position every single time. And then you bring on Hazard.
Sheets. Hazard was posting on the gram like he was about to do the mad thing midweek.
Then you bring on Hazard, and Hazard was just over. I don't want to say he's overwhelmed because he's a senior player, but he was overwhelmed because Hazard cared about everything else. But
be fair to him. He had like 13 minutes. You're the
marquee.
Be fair to him.
You're so unfair, man. The guy played like 13 minutes a year, and you're talking about you're the marquee guy. He hasn't even like found his feet yet.
Man's still trying to get his load down. I saw him do a couple little flicks. He wasn't great. He didn't really do much, but again, like he's had like 60 minutes or so in the last couple months. To drop him in that match and make an impact, it was always going to be hard. Another thing I want to talk about: Skino Werner, Mr. Timo Werner, missing a big chance that could have.
The way they insult Timo Werner in Nigeria is crazy. They don't hold back.
What they say about him?
They don't hold back. Like, sometimes you're watching the match and you're on your phone, like checking Twitter, because that's how we do it nowadays. Like, when people look up, like, oh, there's a chance. If it's Werner on the ball, and you tell someone to look up, and then he does what he does, they get angry. It's like, oh, why did you tell me to look? Like, they properly look. When it's Werner, don't call me. Like, it's mad rude. And they're not bantering. They do it because Werner missed a couple of times. Ooh. And they just get mad. Like, why did I come off Twitter for this? I'm thinking, right, you lot are rude. But yeah,
Werner's rubbish, bro. Werner's rubbish.
So your Clappy Klopp didn't bring out the checkbook then?
Yeah, no, thank God. Because you see with Werner, yeah, I would understand if you weren't getting chances and then every now and then you got a chance and you missed it. The guy gets chances every single game.
Yeah, Werner misses every game.
Every single game he gets chances and he misses.
That Courtois shouldn't be saving that chance.
Fam, did you see what Courtois said in the thing? Him and Giroud were speaking, and Giroud was like, "Oh my God, that chance." Courtois was like, "I just stuck my leg out." That's all he had to do. All he had to do was stick his leg out. Put it anywhere else, Courtois got no chance of saving it. Man puts it in the one place he can save it. That is a disgrace.
The worst part about it, he acts like he's shocked every time he misses. Bro, you're like missing every game.
Werner does he misses big chances. Like Werner misses big chances. So the other one he missed against Tottenham, was it? Against Man West Ham. Wow. And he scored, so luckily, and they won, so luckily cancelled it out. But hey.
But you get to the point, you're just like, why are you doing this though? Like, Chelsea bought you for 45, 50 million, and you're doing why? you get as Jim says, you get the chances. Like you're in these positions constantly. Even Tuchel started to say like it's getting a bit jarring the fact that we put you in these positions. All you gotta do is put the onion in the onion bag, and you don't do it. It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird from where I can't lie. It's a bit bad vibes. That's just my opinion. Like if you're doing that consistently, I'm feeling like you're doing it to mess with me. You're doing it to prove a point.
And wind up.
That's how it feels to me.
I don't even support Chelsea and he pisses me off.
Say that again.
I said I don't even support Chelsea and he pisses me off.
Like it pisses you. Like just why are you doing it like that? Why? Why are you being so timid about everything? You're dribbling. Like every time there was a chance for dribble, I was like, this brother ain't doing nothing. Like the position could favor him. All you have to do is run at the defender. I'm just thinking, you get off the ball right now. Because get off the ball. Every time a Chelsea player passed it to feet, I was thinking, wrong decision from you. Just let him run onto it because he's not doing anything when it comes to dribbling. Stop passing it to his feet.
Very limited.
Another thing I wanted to talk about, we can't talk about this game without talking about this player. Mr. Big Body Benzema. Karim Benzema. We talk about the players that make the difference. Real Madrid were flipping shocking in the first half. Shocking. Chelsea are running them ragged. One set piece, one chance, bang. We talk about that finish isn't even a chance for most strikers. That's the thing. There's not a chance for most strikers to bring it out of the air like that, swivel and finish in basically one motion. It's not a chance. Benzema, big game, big player. What do you think?
Gotta give him credit for this longevity he's showing to us, man. Like even as Real Madrid get worse, he's still getting better. You have to give him credit. I just don't think it's gonna be enough, though. I can't lie. I don't think it's gonna be enough, man.
I'm spirit as Zidane. I just believe this is the home straight. This is their bread and butter. Zidane's really got to pull out. He's got to learn from his first leg mistakes. And if anyone can do that, it's Real Madrid. Real Madrid have time and time. Real Madrid have shaky first leg, and they've come back and they've done the business. So serious carry job, Nathan.
Nathan says Benzema doing the greatest carry job since Suarez 13-14.
Don't be rude.
Lazy. That's just lazy.
Don't be rude, Nathan. But he's doing a carry job still.
Give us better carry jobs. You can't just say no and then not give us alternatives.
Yeah,
well, Suarez a carry job, bro.
Suarez wasn't even a carry job. Gareth Bale.
Since 13-14. He said since 13-14.
Oh, since.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's saying Suarez carried Liverpool in 13-14, which is not true.
No, Sturridge was there as well. No, he didn't. It wasn't just Suarez, but yeah. But
give us some better carry jobs in the meantime.
Hazard.
Hazard.
Hazard. What,
18-19?
Alexis Sanchez.
18-19 Hazard took Chelsea from what was it? From 4th to 5th? No, 4th to 4th?
18, 17, 18.
Europa, no?
Huh? Oh,
Europa.
Yeah,
Europa. Yeah, you're right.
Talking about Benzema about to could possibly be taking Real Madrid to.
No, you said give us. You said give us.
Win the trophy, then we can talk about carry.
Alexis Sanchez as well.
Alexis Sanchez carried you to what? FA Cup and 4th, maybe even 5th. Fair enough. Yeah.
You take an FA Cup.
I mean, big and bad things.
You take an FA Cup. You celebrated the Community Shield.
Never once did that, Shem. Stop putting that on my name because it's gonna stick. If you keep saying it's gonna stick, and you say things and people start believing, I don't like that. Nathan says Ronaldo had Benzema to rely on. Benzema has Vinicius and a washed Hazard. Man is turning water into ace of spades. Nathan, what did you get in English literature? You're giving me the Bible verses right now. What? Man said water into ace of spades, and you know Benzema's throwing
Let's match, man.
Benzema's throwing it up in the club.
Treble FC, really never forget. Never forget when they were putting up their threes up with the community.
Say Mourinho, say Herrera, say names, put names.
And you embraced it.
Be fair, Shem. That's all I'm ever asking. Be fair.
Put silent or complicit.
Oh, he says
That's a
tie
shout.
at 15-16. That's a
Yeah, but
shout.
you just said what does that? You just said what does that? What if you win nothing or like it means nothing? So,
Tie took West Ham from like what? From like
That means
14th or 15th to 6th. So
nah, that means
respect.
but West Ham are fourth. West Ham are fourth right now, so
But it's not from a carry job. Let's play within the parameters.
fair enough. Let's go to the PSG match, man. You
All right. Moving on to the next match. Wednesday's fixture. PSG 1, Manchester City 2 in the Parc des Princes. Guys, give me that breakdown of the first half. What did we think? How did we think the match was going to end after watching the first half?
Not like that.
Not like that.
so disgusted, to be quite frank.
I felt cheated. And CJ and I are gonna go off at each other. I felt cheated. I felt like we saw a game of two halves, completely two halves, and we've seen a different PSG to the PSG we've used to so far. The PSG we've seen in previous against Bayern and against Barcelona. It was in those matches. It felt like it was Neymar and Mbappe or bust. So the Mavericks really came to the party. In this first half that we watched against City, it was the team, it was the cohesion of a team. Everything was working, everything was in sync. But it wasn't like two players just being world class and everyone else just like fitting in. It was the whole team. But with that, you have to take your chances, and which they didn't. Because it's not. There's very rarely in the 90 minutes does a team dominate for the whole match. So you get does a team dominate for the whole match. So in them moments, you have to take your chances. Then what we saw is a game of two halves, and then when it comes to when the other team's about to flip it, and the other team becomes dominant, that's when your manager comes in. And that is why I say Pochettino in-game management, we've questioned it since Tottenham, and he showed his ass again last night. When Man City started to capitalize on Pep saw it. He said, Cancelo, get off this pitch. Dragged him by his shirt. Get off. Brought Zinchenko on. And from that moment there, City literally, from that 60th minute, thereabouts, City just took over completely. Because you take off, in that moment, take off Paredes because he was tired. Put Danilo on because I think it was 1-1 or 1-0 at that point. And we take it from there, and you've got a bit more legs in the midfield now because he's gonna shuffle around more. Idris Gueye was playing fantastically before he got sent off. I feel like he was doing well before he got sent off. But you're looking at the two halves and you're thinking, wow. Because what I don't like now is everyone's saying it's like a world class, a master class from Man City. They played well. They were decent enough mentally to be able to bounce back like that. Because when you're getting popped for that long, that well, it's very easy for your head to drop and to feel you're just out of your depth. But to come back like that, they did very well. But I wouldn't say KDB was fantastic. I wouldn't say certain people were fantastic. They were just good mentally. They were good mentally and they were sufficient.
I'd say PSG in that first half was fantastic. They were like, you can't fault anything apart from the fact that they didn't get a second or maybe a third in that first half. They were playing some like literally when you're playing with confidence, ability, there's nothing else matched in this game. If you've got players with ability and players with confidence that carry out that ability, then you're not losing football games. What we saw in the second half was the result of possibly the worst ever team talk in the history of Champions League football. What Mauricio Pochettino must have told his players at halftime must have demotivated them so much because the performance we saw from PSG straight out of halftime was a shambolic disgrace. Shambolic disgrace. Because you don't lose that ability to pop the ball about as soon as halftime ends. As soon as the second half finished, they weren't popping the ball about with any sort of confidence, any sort of conviction that they knew where the next pass was going. They weren't doing that at all. So it must be the manager that's telling them, okay, it's time for us to sit deep, absorb some of this pressure, which is the wrong decision. Continue playing. You're 1-0 at home. This is still the home leg. You still need to score more goals. You still need to secure this tie because as we see, a cross shot is what got City back in the game. And after that, the game flips. If PSG continue playing, maybe they get a second and it's a different tie. Instead, they sit back. That's so poor from Pochettino. I'm putting that squarely at the feet of Pochettino. Second,
I was telling you this, CJ. I was telling you this, CJ. You said I'm comparing it with Tuchel. No, it's not. That's not fair. You've got to give it. You've got to give it. You've got to put it on him. You've got to put because the players performed. The players performed in that first half. What was the transition? Literally, the change was the break. After the break, okay, and if it's not working, a substitution has a knock-on effect on all the players because a substitution, the managers notice that yes, I need to change something. So everyone patterns up because a lot of people don't want to get taken off. Obviously, the Mavericks know they're not coming off, but you get what I mean. He didn't do that. You just left it. You left it as it was for too long, and then City were literally getting their foot back in the game and continue to build and build and build.
But you know what? Obviously, I don't disagree with you lot. Yeah, Pochettino got it wrong at halftime because PSG come out, they're playing in the low block. It really doesn't make sense after the first half performance they had. But, fam, those players at PSG,
No,
there's a level of indiscipline that I'm just not understanding with this set of work.
That is facts.
PSG
That
players.
is facts.
no,
That is
we're not.
facts.
I'm not. We're not
If
going
you
to
go
run
1-0 down, or if you're not playing well, if
What is I think the chimney frozen.
sorry, I was saying if
You go 1-0 up.
can you hear me?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
said you
go
go
for it,
1-0 up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you go. It goes 1-1. The manager's tactics won't work. Why are you finding yourself in a position where you're giving away free kicks? You're giving away yellow cards. They're getting sent off. Stupid tackle is the reason why Mahrez got that got the opportunity to score that free kick. They completely lost their heads. At least if there was leaders on that pitch.
No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. That if Idrissa didn't make that tackle, it would have been something else. As in, and City would have scored. And I feel like City would have scored anyway. If Idrissa didn't make that,
I would say, City scoring the first goal was a result of Pochettino and his decision to make them sit back and play a different way to the way they played in the first half.
good.
The second goal was a result of the players losing discipline, acting foolishly, because it was a silly free kick that they gave away for Mahrez to score that goal. It was a stupid mistake by the wall to break and allow the ball to go straight through the wall. You've got Verratti lying on the floor. All you need to do is keep it tight and it hits the wall. It went right through the wall. It goes in. That's no discipline. That's indiscipline from the players. The second goal, as Shem says, it would like whether Gay gets sent off or Mahrez misses that one. I feel like that second goal was coming because the players had lost their heads.
Yes.
The players had lost their heads at that point. They weren't playing. Even from the way they was playing when there was 1-1.
The first goal could have been avoided by Pochettino. If he made a decision, the second goal would have been avoided by if Pochettino made a decision.
100%. But you're going to get setbacks in the game, and they responded so poorly to that setback. They responded so poorly to going 1-1. You're 1-1 at home. The tie is far from over. Yes, they've got the away goal, but you don't lose your heads like that. You see Pereira kicking, Paredes kicking people about. Baka was getting absolutely abused second half, especially. Everybody knew that he was the weak point. He was the trigger point.
Baka looked out of his depth in that second half. But so I didn't want to. He looked out of his depth in the second half. But I'll say that's lazy analysis because I haven't seen a lot of him. So maybe
he was out of his depth. Nathan says Baka is one youth they picked from the 13. Jesus Christ, and said, "Do you want to play in the UCL?" I don't even know what arrondissement is, but it sounds disrespectful. Hey, you know a 4-year-old version when he says, "You're throwing a lot of big words at me, and I don't know what they mean, so I'm gonna take that as a disrespect." Baka, you gotta take that as a disrespect. I don't even know what arrondissement is, but you gotta take that as a disrespect. But nah, I agree with both of you in the sense that PSG just lost their heads. If they don't lose their heads like that, then that second goal probably doesn't happen. It stays 1-1 and they live to fight another day. Now they've conceded 2 away goals. They've lost the first leg. It's a completely different tie when they go to the Etihad. One thing I want to move on to, and Nathan has alluded to it in the comments, Mbappe 0 out of 10. What do you think of his performance?
An arrondissement is like a division of France. It's like Paris.
I'm fucking crying.
Like Lyon, Marseille.
Man said he got it from Sunday League French football.
Yeah. Anyway, no, I don't think it's fair to say he dropped a 0 out of 10.
It's
That's
true. You dropped a -5 out of 10, bro.
I'm crying. No, I don't think it was that bad.
Nah.
It's fair, man.
Stop.
It's fair. You know
Stop,
why it's fair?
stop. Why is it fair?
Because in that first half, Neymar turned up,
100.
Di Maria turned up,
100.
Mbappe.
Shall I tell you how bad he was playing? At halftime, I was like, he's had 0 completed dribbles. There's no way he finishes the second half the same way he finished the first half. There's absolutely no way he continues this level of performance. I was sure Man City were pissed in the second half because PSG were essentially playing with just Neymar and Di Maria. Mbappe was a non-factor in the first half. I was thinking, a player as good as Mbappe can't be a non-factor.
No, see, this is what I'm not gonna have. We're not gonna have Mbappe slander because because we're not gonna have. He had the game that he had the quiet game. He had a quiet 90 minutes. Literally, the match before everyone was singing his praises. The match before that, everyone was singing his praises, and he had a bad 90 minutes. Name one player in the world that's had fantastic game week in, week out. He had one bad 90 minutes. We're not gonna come there and drag him.
No, you gotta drag him because it's
the game.
It's the game. If you want to crown him, we gotta call out his bad.
And we're just gonna. And you know what's jarring? We're gonna just
use for the good ones.
You're gonna use the fact that he didn't have a shot on target, or the fact that he didn't score.
It's not. Forget about the shots on target. Forget about the fact that he didn't score. He was getting locked up like he was trying to dribble. It wasn't working at all. Man used the same moves.
So he didn't rip up Stones.
When did he rip up Stones?
And when he crossed the ball into the box and it skimmed Verratti's studs.
Oh, come on. Okay, that was a nice move. That was one nice move. But come on, man. You've got your other members of the front line turning up. We need you there as well.
You're not wrong. I'm not saying that he played well.
You know what?
He was quiet. The whole Twitter culture of dragging someone because they had a quiet 90 minutes is poor. It's poor because what does it even mean then? Everything I've done before don't matter.
No, what it's all right to call out when he's had a bad game. Nobody said he's crap now. Literally, nobody said he's crap, but you gotta call it out when he's had a bad game. That's how you let guys like KDB just walk through games, have crap games. Nobody's gonna call it out.
That's what I'm trying to say. No one calls out Kevin De Bruyne because that first half was woeful and the second half was okay.
He was just woeful. He got man of the match as well, so you know the game.
This is what I mean. But everyone's talking about Mbappe because of the result. KDB was bad in the first half and okay in the second half.
KDB in effect had a bit of a Bruno game. He was crap, but he got the goal to cover it. And if you get the goal and you get the win, who can really talk for you? Like who could I'm telling you he had a crap game. He ended up on the winning side with scoring one of the goals. Like you can't talk for him when he's doing that. It's a shame. It's a shame. You look at. I'm a student of the beautiful game. I'm telling you, it's a shame. I hate that it's this way. But it is this way for some reason. I'm telling you, we're students of the beautiful game, so I hate it had to be this way.
We didn't grow up on this. We ain't grow up on this
at all. All right. Moving on to the Europa ties, we're gonna start off
with a big game.
Say that again. We're gonna start off with the tie that was played in Spain, Villarreal versus Arsenal. The match finished 2-1. Some red cards, some goals. Shem, break it down for us. What went wrong today? We had Emery coming back to beat up his younger brother. What's going on?
You see the lineup gets put out, and we see the back line of Callum Chambers on the right, Xhaka on the left, Pablo Mari and Holding in the middle. And then you see Ceballos and Partey. I see the lineup and I just think it's quite weak. I thought, did Arteta call Pep and say, how do I beat Villarreal? Because Arteta came with this whole, I'm not playing a striker today. That's fine. Cool. I didn't see how that was going to work, but cool. We start the game off, and like most times we start our game off, we start with very, very low tempo. But Villarreal were not here for it. It's like Emery smelt blood, and they were on us. And every time we got the ball, you had no time. You couldn't dwindle on the ball. They were on our every touch, and with that, that's how they got their first goal very, very quickly. very, very quickly. And then once you get the first goal quickly against Arsenal, Arsenal don't know how to react. It's like the referee has to play into our favour with a penalty or a red card, a VAR decision, because we're not going to create that many chances, because we didn't create that much chances. This whole season we've had an issue with creating chances. But I wouldn't say we lost the midfield battle, but we were losing 50-50s. We were losing individual battles. We looked leggy still. We looked very, very leggy. You're seeing Juan Foy pick the ball up from deep and run past man. You're seeing
Hey, that was looking like flipping Gareth Bale.
Ceballos chasing shadows. Partey playing centre mid alone once again. And Odegaard's pulling strings. He's trying to put people in great phases of play. And Saka's doing what he can. Pepe. Do you get? But as an Arsenal fan, then you go 2-0 down. You feel like, how are we going to come back from this? Because we got a disallowed penalty because Pepe gave a handball as well. But luckily we got an away goal, so there's still a chance. There's still a chance. There's literally still a chance. So, well, I'll put this on Arteta. I put the red card on Arteta. Because Ceballos could make a substitution, him as well, in-game manager.
That was such a rookie move because you could see from the second he gave a foul as soon as he stepped onto the pitch for the second half.
It's bad because
46 minutes he gave away a foul, and I was thinking the
when
next
players get sent up with 2 yellows, and it's glaring that it's about to happen, and it's glaring it's about to happen. Yeah, you can't forgive the manager. Remember when Oli did it with Fred? Remember that? Remember that?
And everyone knew it was going to happen.
And you're just looking at Oli. That's when the whole PE teacher thing proper stuck. Because you're looking at him like, this is like, you know, the yellow and black book, Managers for Dummies 101. Like, that is the number one rule. Like, you can't let things like that happen. And it happened. And you're looking at Arteta like, what did you expect? Don't get angry at Ceballos. He didn't show you. He showed you who he was time and time again, but you trusted him. And then we have like this kind of catch-22 with Arteta in that we want him to make a substitution, but we know the substitution is going to be Willian. So we don't want a substitution, but we want a substitution. Do you get? And somehow Willian ends up on the pitch. Willian just ends up on the pitch all the time. I don't understand what he comes to do.
He came on stupid late. So
No, I know that, but why does he? This is what I mean with Arteta. He just does things that just. Why now? Like, what are you trying to do? Aubameyang has a last-minute chance. Aubameyang and an informal Aubameyang cuts in on Moreno. Moreno goes to the shot and he puts the bottom bin. But Aubameyang falling on the floor. Bambi on ice. Ugly watch.
What I will say about the match here is whoever wins is losing to United. That's what I'm gonna say.
Hey, that match here, I think. That match showed you exactly why Emery is such a funny manager. Because you go 2-0 up. You batters Arsenal for what? I'd say 55 minutes, 60 minutes.
60 minutes.
He batters you lot. And then you get the red card as well. So he's battering you 2-0 up and you've got the red card. You're thinking to yourself, go get another goal, then maybe shut it down. 2-0 is still a bit of a shit. He somehow managed to become more cowardly with more men on the pitch. I don't understand. He's done this before.
Arteta does the same thing.
He does with more men on the pitch.
Yes, Arteta does the same thing. Arteta has the same thing. Arteta does the same thing. We go 10 men. Tottenham go 10 men to us. Tottenham nearly equalise. You're thinking, what is going on?
I don't understand it.
Can I just ask? Did Alcacer was he injured?
He didn't play.
He did.
No, he did, that's right.
He did. He came off at half time.
Came off, yeah. Sorry.
For defender for Coquelin. So did he get injured?
Yeah, for Coquelin, that was it. I'm just seeing names. Like, wow, Beyond plays football.
Still in 2021.
That's it, rock. Fam, he was like 35 back in like 2012. Who knows how old he is now?
He's still saying he's 35 now, but Beyond's been old.
Nah. He's been old forever. He's been the backup Real Madrid centre back for time.
He's lying about his age.
You're not giving me that. Man said he's 35 now.
Yeah.
Coughlin and
Yeah,
Capu found themselves in
Arteta's
Premier
man
League.
management. Nathan asked a great question. Arteta's man management has always been questionable. Derek brought up in our chat, in our Arsenal chat, Derek brought up one of my quotes from January, like just before the lockdown. You know where you can reply on iMessage. Said sorry. because I criticized his man management then. It's poor. It's so poor. The way he's handled Martinelli, the way he's handled Saliba, the way he handled Ozil, the way he handled all them lot that he shipped out. Fine, cool. They've gone now. But Martinelli, Ceballos, the way he's even handling Balogun is awful. Like, I really don't trust him. He's not good. He's not good. He's not good. If we make it to that, if we make it to that finals, we're just taking part. We're just taking part. And deactivate Twitter that day. It's going to be a deadly game.
Hey, do I really want to see Villarreal in the final? Question.
Football doesn't want to see that. Football doesn't want to see that.
Streets still need Arsenal to get to the final. No matter how much we don't trust them, we still need it.
Chukwueze on the right, yeah. This little mad raw. Man was trying to do up Xhaka. It never worked.
No, it worked for the goal.
First half it was all right. But second half, I don't get that. He tried bare moves.
Xhaka got three clean tackles on him. I was shocked.
Fam, he went up against it. I think it was like 3 in a row as well. Cleaned them out every time.
Clean tackle. The old school FIFA 07 tackle.
The scoop thing.
Yeah, and swipe it. Go on.
We're gonna move on to the second semi-final. Manchester United just about managed to squeak past Roma.
He said shackles of Himmler. He said shackles of Himmler. He said shackles of Himmler. Oh my god, my head. Oh no, I'm done. I'm done.
Nathan says there's a reason why Guendouzi and Willock are thriving. They are free from the shackles of Himmler and this war criminal treatment of our best players. Quickly, do we feel like Guendouzi and Willock deserve a reprieve at Arsenal next season?
Doozy, yeah. Willock, no.
We saying get 15 million, 20 million for Willock, call it a day.
Yeah, that's fine.
If Guendouzi can, why can't Willock?
Literally.
Guendouzi's better than Willock.
Racismo, no?
No.
You say that, black guy.
What's the evidence? What's the evidence?
The evidence, I've seen them both in the Arsenal kit, and I prefer to watch Guendouzi than Willock. Willock just galloping round, making late man runs and missing. That's all he does. Makes late third man runs. How do you make third man runs that are late and then you now miss?
Not in the Newcastle kit.
Yeah, in an Arsenal kit, yes. And I can only judge you now. I don't support Newcastle. We play well over there. It's like Man United fans calling Lingard back. They've seen him in their kit. They don't want that. They're just happy for him there. Right, 6-2.
Brings up a great point. Nathan says, put Willock next to Party. He needs legs next to him, not Xhaka, who turns slower than a man that got caught cheating. Jesus Christ, Nathan. You really got a talent for this, you know. You need to know what you do for a living. You got away with words. But going back to the other semi-final of the Europa League, Manchester United beat Roma 6-2.
Why you guys always putting whoopings on these? Why are you guys always beating them like this?
No, they're rubbish still. They're rubbish. I can't lie. They're like, I was so.
Did you hear what Fonseca said before the match?
What did he say?
He said how like they have your number because they have Mkhitaryan and Smalling apparently. Like
he doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know what he's
like because he knows like your secret. Oh yeah, your like he knows the intel more or less.
What does that even mean?
What does that mean in today's football?
These haven't been to Old Trafford in like 3 years.
They never played under Ole.
Never played under Ole, so I don't understand what
are you talking about?
And you lost 6-2.
Hey, when I tell you, Roma, I was so pissed off that we gave them 2 goals. We gave this rubbish ass team 2 goals. We could have panned them 8-0. We could have easily given them 8. Hey, Cavani and Bruno today, especially in that second half, I can't fault them. Because every decision they made, the correct decision. When you do that and you're making so many right decisions, I can't just step back and say that's quality. That's quality. You see you see Cavani's ball for Greenwood's goal. Bruno gets 2 assists. one goal, one of the assists for Pogba's goal. Just like everything went right. You get a nice little late Greenwood goal, Pogba goal, first goal at Old Trafford in 2019. It's just nice. It's just nice. It's a nice match. You can't complain too much apart from the two stupid goals.
Yeah, I didn't watch. I watched the Arsenal game. I opted to watch the Arsenal game, but what I will say is, when I saw the tournament bracket, I said Arsenal and United have to go to the final.
It's literally the old. And we tried to do it. I'm sure I said it on the radio as well, Niger FM. I'm sure I said it's only United that can beat United. Is only, and we tried to do it. We tried to do it. We tried to beat ourselves because the two goals that we conceded, the stupidest shit ever. A stupid handball and then a stupid defensive mistake.
It was
we tried
Arsenal.
to beat ourselves.
Neither was Arsenal. Banks, before we round up, no, he said it wasn't a pen. I said neither was Saka's. It wasn't a pen as well. He gave it
Saka kicked, man.
Saka went to look for the leg. You know, you look for his leg. Anyway, Banks, before we round up,
Cavani should take 9 from that C-Tech, Carlos Vela, and Martial. Fair enough. That's the love. That's the love. You give them that moment against Liverpool, and they start calling you a B-Tech, a C-Tech, Carlos Vela. Fair enough.
Hey, before we round up though, how are we gonna do this? Are we gonna do? Everyone says their teams, or we say one collectively, and we see if we disagree. The European team, and it's gonna be a mix of Europa and Champions League.
It's a mix of Europa and Champions League. Fair enough.
So in goal, I had Courtois.
Yeah.
And the keepers it was Navas, Courtois, Leno, not Villarreal keeper. No, I had Courtois.
It was gonna be a Navas for me if he didn't do that stupid.
That the cross goal was poor.
So it has to be Courtois and goal. Right.
PSG, is it Florenzi?
I'm gonna go Wan-Bissaka.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Florenzi still.
Was he elite?
Huh? He was good today. He was contributing.
Okay. Left back.
Centre back. I'll go.
No, left back.
Left back. Not back. Oof. Can't go Marcelo.
There wasn't much quality out there. I left that.
Yeah, like Cancelo booked early, had to get hooked.
No, it wasn't.
Not a footballer anymore. Chelsea, who they have? Chilwell, he was right.
Give it Chilwell.
PSG, Backer, horrid. Luke Shaw, decent. Who else? Who played left back for you, lot? Xhaka. Yeah. I'm gonna go Shaw by default.
Didn't he play the Roma player on the side for the second goal? Yeah,
true.
I was gonna give it to Chilwell.
Who you giving it to?
Chilwell.
Give it to Chilwell. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Centre back, I have to go Justin Foyth.
Centre back
One Foyth.
Centre back was tough. I was gonna go one Foyth, but it was maybe between one Foyth, Rudiger, Militao, and Marquinhos.
I'm gonna go Marquinhos and one Foyth.
I'll give it a Foyth and Marquinhos as well.
You think so?
Yeah, Foyth was.
Who giving it to you, Shim?
I was gonna give it Militao and Marquinhos, but Foyth and Marquinhos takes it.
Alright, centre midfielders. I'm gonna go
Kante. N'Golo. For me, it's N'Golo, Bruno. Yeah, good. N'Golo, I was gonna go N'Golo, Bruno, and I was trying to fit someone from City in, but it would be forced. It would be forced.
Mad forced.
I was gonna go with Idrissa, but he got sent off. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Chris was the best out of the three, but it wasn't even good enough.
Nah, I'm gonna put Jorginho.
No.
We just go 4-4-2.
It's not popular. I know it's not popular to put in there.
No, and we got 4-4-2.
You didn't get run pass. Stop.
Yes, he did.
You did.
Yes,
Stop. You did.
When he clamped Marcelo and got yellow.
Yeah, that's a tactical foul. Sometimes you have to do it.
Let's go 4-4-2.
4-4-2. Yeah.
I'm not putting Jorginho. I'm not putting.
I said 4-4-2 headers and
volleys. I'm not giving it Pogba then.
4-4-2 headers and volleys. I'm gonna go Kante,
and Bruno.
Kante. Now I'm gonna put Bruno on the left. Jorginho in the center.
What?
Now you're on your own.
Bear with me.
Bear
With me. Bruno on the left, Pogba on the right.
What?
I've got Mahrez on the right, actually. I like Mahrez.
Yeah, Mahrez got to be in there, man.
Yeah,
We're going 4-4-2. It's Bruno and Kante in the middle. Mahrez on the right, and Di Maria on the left.
Ooh, hey, now we're talking about players. Di Maria just had a 45, though. He didn't
Had a
really have
half.
90.
He wasn't bad in the second half, too.
He wasn't bad. He was probably the best attacker. It was a bit Pete that he got sacked first.
With Mahrez and Di Maria.
And Jorginho's dropping out. We dropped Bruno back into centre mid. We put
Bruno and Kante.
We put Pogba on the left, Di Maria
Why is
on the
Pogba
right.
here?
Why is
Pogba on the left, Di Maria on the right.
here?
Cavani up front with Benzema.
Cavani and Benzi up top. It's 4-4-2. That's what we've agreed. So this starts with Courtois and goal. Yeah. Florenzi, Juan Cruyff, Marquinhos, and Chilwell. And the four back four. Another bank of four. Di Maria, Kante, Bruno Fernandes, and Mahrez. And then the two up top, Benzi and Cavani. That team is getting popped off the pitch. I tell you that for free. If you go into the match with that as your 11, that's poor.
Nah, there's too many quality players to get. Who's popping them, man?
But
people, that has been the final third European REARview show. I love that you was able to join us today. Thank you to my co-host, Shemi, aka Lavish, aka Shemi Laurie, aka Kante's cousin, for joining us. Thank you to CJ for joining us. It's been a great show. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in live. We're going to be back same time next week to be looking over the European second legs. Make sure you join us on Saturday for our first live show on a Saturday. It's been your host, Banks. Make sure you subscribe to the Final Third YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on the socials at the Final 3RD_. All of that good stuff. Man said, fuck Arteta.
Yeah, you know Tupac at the end of hit him up.
Hey, Tupac all the people C-Tech is rude. We had B-Tech. There wasn't even a C-Tech.
Tupac at the end of hit him up.
Thank you again for joining us. It's been the Final Third. Peace be with you this great night.
Oh, man.
You are now listening to The Final Third.
I think Pepe's so coachable.
Why? You should be in
just need to shake him.
You should be in prison. We build you out. We build you out to come and play this season. You're out here disgracing us. You should be in prison. You're facing charges.